Okay, hi.
Hello, hi Rashmi. So nice to see you.
Same
So,
here, same here.
so nice. I'm so
Yeah.
glad that
Ah,
we could make it, and I'm also excited, moreover, to interact with you.
thank you so much for joining us in. Or I was just talking about you and telling everybody about you. Such a multifaceted personality with so many feathers to your cap, and that also at such a young age. Reshma, we are
That's
really proud of
so kind
you.
of you. That's so
And
kind of
I
you. Thank you, Rashmi.
and I really, really wanted you to join me for this Insta Live, especially when today I'm kickstarting the celebrations of, the International Women's Day, which is going to be on 8th of March. And I wanted to start it with you because, it is so impressive at such a young age. You have so many awards to yourself. You started by winning a gold medal, passing out with a gold medal in journalism from Andhra University, and then went on to achieve the Best Young Woman Journalist Award, Vizag 2017, Andhra 2018, and blah blah blah, so many more. And not only there's so much to talk about you, Reshma. I mean, I can just go on and on. You are a budding entrepreneur. You just started your entrepreneurship with Eureka. We will talk about this in a while.
Sure,
Apart from that,
sure.
you have done fundraiser events. I mean, so much for the
Yes.
society, especially during COVID times and post-COVID times. You have
Yeah.
anchored so many events, and you totally believe in positive journalism and the
Absolutely.
way you work to impact the society with your positive thoughts and the way you work for the people for getting their voices to be noticed. It is amazing and commendable. Clap to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Rashmi. It's been a pleasure knowing you as well, and thank you so much for yet that descriptive introduction about me. So I just believe that I've done a small part, and yes, there's still a very long way to go. And the people like you are always there to pat my back and to motivate me. So that keeps me going. Yeah.
Yeah, so Reshma, this is what I have spoken about you. I'm sure my followers and your followers would want to discover your journey through you. So tell all of
Mhm.
us, we are waiting to hear, and we really want to know, like journalism to being a corporate anchor to being a, event manager, and then starting your own entrepreneurship. How has this journey been, and how come, so much of transition moving from one a stepping stone to another.
Okay, so yeah, well, that's a very long story, but then long story cut short, I would, like to begin by saying that whatever has, the milestone been, for me, career has always been by chance and not by choice. So journalism also did not happen by choice. It was just chance when I wrote a very small article in the Hindu editor's column. So when that got published, this was when I was doing my graduation. So when I saw that name on that paper, this article written by Reshma Jain, that changed the world for me. So when I was so excited to see that if there is a small column that can have my name, then why not write more articles, write more for the benefit of the society, and never know that your writing can bring a change.
Yeah.
So that is what motivated me, the first name that I saw on the paper, and I said, okay, this is what I think I want to do. Because I'm sure most of us, in our graduation are also not clear with what you want to do in the future. The same was with my case. But I'm so glad that journalism happened to me and seeing that name on the Hindu newspaper. And after my graduation, that is when I passed out with a gold medal from Masters. Which I pursued from Andhra University. So I pursued my master's in journalism. And then I went on to work with the media houses, the Indian Express, the Times of India, the Hindu, for a couple of years. And I was working on a lot of social and developmental issues. So that is when I was covering a lot of stories which required attention from authorities, be it tourism or be it civic issues or be it problems that are plaguing people. So this garnered me a lot of recognition because the reports that I was writing, the good researched articles and reports, actually got the attention of the authorities, and that's how the action started happening. So this gave me a little more motivation to say that, if your thoughts and your pen can make such a powerful difference, then why not use this, to build my future? So
Yeah.
that is when I continued writing, and that is when I understood that positive journalism, has in fact a lot of scope until and unless you give your heart and soul to it. So that is how the mainstream media part happened. And then I was heading a Delhi-based company. I was heading the editorial board of a Delhi-based company, and there is when I actually discovered that I can also do interviews, or I can also be that camera friendly, and I can be live on screen, because until then I was not confident because I was only into writing and I was always backstage. So those 3 years working with that editorial company where I was interviewing a lot of celebrities and I was interviewing a lot of people from the corporates, and I was also getting people on board. I was doing a lot of virtual stuff like virtual concerts, which brought musicians together. So all these, coupled with my writing, gave me another feather which said that I can also be on screen. So then that after that is when I started the offline anchoring. So once that was done, I said, okay, why not also try? It was like a small, side gig that people say, you need to hustle. So I thought, okay, let me also try and hustle a bit and let me just have my hands on it as well. So that is when I started doing one or two small corporate events in Vizag, and I had hosted one or two events in Delhi as well. So that again gave me the confidence that this was a hidden skill, a hidden talent, which I thought was not recognized until 2 years back. So I think, all that has made me to come now live and to now speak confidently, which I was not, comfortable with 2 years ago. So over the 2 years, I have done a lot of anchoring events. Like I had hosted the national events. I've also been a part of the G20 mock that happened in Visakhapatnam. I was also a part of this the other national events of HPCL, NTPC. So these corporates and the private sectors as well. So this has been my part as the anchor. So from writing to hosting people to anchoring, and it's just been an year that when I spoke about positive journalism. So what I thought was the mainstream media did not have so much time to focus on the kind of stories I wanted to do, the impact stories. So that is when I came up with my own platform called Eureka Pulse of Inspiration, and
Correct.
where I showcase these unheard stories, and I also do these interviews with people. I bring people on board and spread some positive messages. It's called Pulse of Inspiration. So for me, it is like if any one story or any one conversation that I have, if it changes the view of one or two, I mean, a positive change. So I think that day is made for me. So with that motive, I started
Yeah.
Eureka Pulse of Inspiration.
Yeah.
And yes, there's still a long way to go. It's just the beginning. So I keep my fingers crossed, and I hope that I'm able to do justice with what I've always dreamt of doing. So yeah,
I'm
that's
sure.
been my journey. Yeah.
I'm sure this is, like you said, it's just the beginning and there's a long way to go. And I'm sure you're going to do a wonderful job like you have been doing in the past. But before I
Yes.
start
Thank you.
asking you questions about your entrepreneurship and about
Huh.
Eureka,
Huh.
pearls of inspiration, I would want you. I was telling the people who've just joined, I was telling them about the awards that you won. But then I just stopped at two because I said no, it has to come from Reshma. So please tell everybody, because this is such an honor to be bagging not only one but so many awards in these such few years. So Reshma, we want to know. how it started until now, how many awards and which all awards you won.
Okay. Uh, okay, that's a little tough question for me, but yeah, okay. I would like to share a few which I did. Well, awards have, always been, I would say it was a motivation, motivational force for me. So it just happened that when I was working with Indian Express, there was a school, which is like 103 years old. And this was in Vishakhapatnam, and it was supposed to be demolished. But then, with my writing and with my articles, after speaking to the civic authorities, the school authorities, and all, so there was a series of articles that I did, and luckily, it did not get demolished, and the school still stands. So, but this took in a lot of effort, where we spoke to the parents of the students, because it was a girls' school located
Yeah.
in an area which is, which comprises of slums. So all the girl students of those, area, they had only this one school. So of course, if this school meant demolishing, you can understand that all these girls would not go to any other school. So that is when I took up this, and then I also had interviews with the, archaeological department, with the civic department, and everyone. And finally, the civic authorities decided not to demolish it, but to renovate it. So that was one of the most impactful stories that I worked on. And I did not know that my story went a long way. And for this story, I was awarded as one of the best young journalists in AP. So, so I think after this award, I was, more interested in doing things like this, where it could change the lives of people. So this is what we call as impact journalism. So then when I was working with Times of India, there were, again, as I said, I did a lot of civic stories. I did a lot of stories that contributed to the development of the city, and also unheard stories. So that is when people recognized my work, and people used to tell me that, Reshma, the kind of journalism you do is different from the reporters, that the others, the actual reporters do. So that is how the work spread and the word spread, and people started honoring me, people started felicitating, and then people started, I'm like, it's raining awards, and I don't know whether I deserve
The
so
Young
much of.
Achievers Award. You got the Young Achievers Award as well, right?
Yes, so the Young Achievers Award was just last year, that is December 23. So I was recognized as one of the 99 Women Achievers of India. So this is by the Indian Achievers Club Mumbai. So from each field, they had, nominated and selected women who have, contributed towards the development of the nation, and have also marked a career success. So that is how I was recognized as one of the 99 Achievers of India. So yeah, that really added a lot of value to my portfolio, and sometimes I do feel I do not know whether I'm worthy of so much, but yeah, it keeps me going, all that I can say. Yeah, apart from this, a lot of felicitations that have happened by the Rotary clubs, by the other NGOs, by the JC, the Junior Club International, and other corporates like HSBC, etc. So yeah, Women's Day is coming, and all these years, Women's Day has been very special with back-to-back felicitation events.
Yeah.
That people used to invite. Yeah. So you remind me of all those good times, and this year I'm so glad I'm sharing the stage with you.
Uh, it's my pleasure to have you. And here's Bhavesh, who's cheering you up so much. Okay, Reshma, who's
Yeah.
Bhavesh?
So Bhavesh is my brother,
Okay.
my cheerleader,
Yeah.
always.
So he's been, 100% and cheering for you. That's wonderful. And
Nice.
to tell
Thank you.
everybody, yeah, so my association with Reshma also goes a long way. When I was in Vizag, that's where I met her, and she was with, I think, Times of India. You're working with Times of
Yeah,
India.
I was
Right?
working with Times of India.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I am incidentally a Pinkathon ambassador, and we got together and started Pinkathon in Vizag in the year
Hmm.
2016. So the run started for the first time, and Mid and Soman had come, and everybody was like in the Vizag city. Oh my God, Mid and Soman, and everybody got together and got the run started in Vizag in 2016. And Reshma was one of those
Hmm.
people from Times of India who covered the event, and that's how
Yes,
I
yes.
met her. And we have not actually been, to be very honest, in touch with each other, but just recently, I I had recently authored a book, and I needed some help from her regarding publicity and media and all. And oh yes, thank you for that beautiful
Yeah, so this brought us
introduction.
together, right?
Yes. So we
Yes,
discussed about
yes.
this, and so I just found in my contact list that I still had her number, and I said, "My God, it is 2024," and I last met her in
Huh.
2016. But I'll just take a call. I
Yeah.
just took the phone and called her, and she said, "Hi, Rashmi, how are you?" I said, "Oh my God, you still remember?" And we
Yes, of
connected.
course.
So yes, and we connected as if we've always been in touch, and after 5, 6 years, it was like we just got talking like this, and she really helped me a lot with how to go about social media with my book, and she's still on board helping me out, and that is how we connected again. And I said, "Come on now, for Women's Day, you have to be there, and I'm going to start my Insta lives with you." Though this year I'm not doing
Well, that's
many,
so
but
kind of you.
whatever I'm doing,
Hmm.
you the first guest who's been invited.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. Thank you.
So, okay, Reshma. So, tell us about, in short, about Eureka Pearls of Wisdom, because there are a couple of more questions which I would like to ask after that. But before, yes,
Sure.
a few words about, yes, your entrepreneurship.
Sure. So, as I said, it's just been an year that I launched my brand, and I've also launched my website, which is called www.eurekapearls.com. So, this is a part of my journey where I focus on four kinds of stories. That is the unheard stories. I also do the inspirational stories, and I am also into doing the celebrity interviews and stuff. So the whole motive of doing this is to give light to stories which the mainstream media does not. So, for say there are a lot of wheeled people on wheelchairs, the people who are visually challenged, people who are handicapped. So, all these kind of stories, but they yet have so beautiful stories. I say that from every story that I do, there is a lot of life lessons that I get from. So these are the kind of stories that I aim to throw light on. And through the interviews, what I intend to do is to bring together people to now suppose if it is sports, many girls have this doubt that whether sports can turn into a career or not. So for them, we get on board people like PV Sindhu, we get on board people like Mithali Raj who have made the country proud, on the globe. So that is the motive behind Eureka Pearls, where we have two sections. That is, we have one for featuring stories, and the other section for bringing such conversations on board, so that you never know if even one soul is inspired. There is a lot of difference that makes to the lives of people. And I'm also planning to come up with a third section where people can also, just like the columnists have in the newspaper, a section where, people, experts, like you are a health expert, a fitness expert. So where you can also contribute articles, or you could also write for the blog, and we can spread the word forward. So the motive of this is to bring like-minded people together to spread positivity and to spread at the most positive journalism. Yeah, so that's the core of Eureka.
That's a wonderful initiative, and I was actually going through your column and the stories, some of the stories that you'd written. Yes, of course, I did go through PV Sindhu and Mithile, and I did come across a couple of celebrities like Dia Mirza and Ricky, and I was just wondering, oh my God, I mean, how was your experience getting in touch with these celebrities and interviewing and putting up their stories like? Was it easy, or how is it? Because generally people think, oh my, celebrities are snobbish and it's very difficult to get in touch with them. But you have so many of them in your list of stories that you have covered. So how did you manage it? What was your experience like?
Well, for me, doing these kind of stuff, initially it was a challenge, but then as I progressed, I got in touch with these people, and then we used to exchange emails, and I used to explain them that this is my purpose and this is what I wish to do. So, I would like to have your support, and I would like to share your journey on my platform, and all that I want to do is just spread positivity. So I kept, they say about these cold emails and cold DMs and stuff like that. So when it comes to, the bigger people in the corporates, for me, the cold emails and cold DMs worked. And when it comes to celebrities like Ricky Cage or Mithali Raj or PV Sindhu, so I've met these people, somewhere during my stint with the Times of India or with the Indian Express, and that's how I developed my rapport and connects with them. And they've been so polite and they've been so down to earth, I would say, for that matter, even Aditi Rao Haitri, who, I just told her about my mission, and within 5 or 10 minutes, she confirmed that Reshma, I would, like to be a part of your mission, and let me know whatever I can contribute. So that is when, one very big message strike me that however big you are, however, wherever you are in life, it is that humbleness or it is that down to earth attitude of yours which actually connects you to people, and there is so much that you can share with the world out there. And then Aditi spoke so much about her projects, about how she is socially active. And when it comes to Ricky, he told me about how environmentally conscious he is, and how simple things in our daily lives can make us environmentally, how can we be environment friendly? We don't have to do much. We don't have to go plant trees. But in our daily lives, what are those simple things that we can do that can, contribute to global warming? So that was a complete shocking thing when we heard about. So those were the kind of things that I wanted to do, and it always kept me going. So, and Mithali Raj was another example where she told about, how cricket was seen in India, and how girls' cricket was, it was more like a taboo. But how she led by an example, and now she's an inspiration for thousands of girls. So I think this is how it has, gone, and this is what has kept me going. And I just hope that I'm able to bring people on board. But I must say that, I don't think all of these people have that kind of, they could be some, but most of them are not snobbish or something. Most of them, it's just the way you approach them. If you connect with them, and if they really connect with you on your mission, it's not a very difficult task to, get them on board. I'm sure you would also be of the same opinion, because you
Yeah.
yourself, because I think I was reading your book, and Milan Soman has also written a forward for you.
Right.
So, of course,
Yeah.
this is the same thing that you would also believe.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. This is a total misconception amongst people that, celebrities and all are very unapproachable and they're not willing to help you. But like Reshma also said, I also had a lot of support from a lot of people whom I just met for some time. Like Milind has always been a mentor because of Pinkerton, but he had been so busy for the past couple of months. But
Hmm.
I was wondering whether he would be able to give a message or not, but he did. And he gave a page long message and a title message for my front cover of the book also. And it was so
That's so
overwhelming.
beautiful.
I mean, yeah,
Absolutely.
being so famous, a celebrity, and and being so busy on top of that, he was traveling, he was
Yes.
abroad also for so long. But then the thing that touched me was that he still remembered, because last time we met was again in 2017
16.
or 16 was in Vizag after coming to Delhi.
Ah,
18. After 2018, I've never met him because after COVID, then COVID happened. After COVID, Pinkathon never took off. So 2018 and 2024, he keeps meeting so many people, but he remembered me and he send his message through. That was
Absolutely.
very overwhelming. All my mentors, Sunena Reiki, Vinata Shetty, Mansi Gulati, who's a face yoga, Mrs. Universe and face yoga expert. Everybody, came
Hmm.
together and helped me in getting my book together with their messages. That was really overwhelming. So you're
That's
absolutely
so
right.
nice.
If you are doing something correctly, if you want to reach out with a good purpose to the people or
Yes.
cause some kind of a good awareness, people do help you.
Yes.
Like-minded people do
Yes.
help you, whatever position they are in. So they are totally
Absolutely.
appropriate.
And it might be a little philosophical, but yeah, with good intentions and with that kind of a, spirit in your heart, I'm sure whatever you think of actually works. So
Absolutely.
yeah.
Yeah. So that's been wonderful. So before we wind up, Reshma, since you have done so many things and your journey has been so interesting and you have faced so many challenges, overcome them. I'm sure being a woman journalist and a woman entrepreneur and a woman event manager is not so easy in this competitive world. And like they say, it's a man's world. I mean, I
Yeah.
know we have come a long way, but
Hmm.
still it is a man's world and it's really difficult to make a place for
I agree.
yourself. So what is your message? Because we are celebrating Women's Day. This is pre-celebration, conversation. So what message would you give to all the women out there? Because you've been there, you've
Well,
done it, and you're still doing it. So what's your message for the people out there?
okay. So I would like to mention two things here. One is that do what you love. And, I mean, for women especially, it might be as small as writing a small article, or it might be as small as cooking. If women are, interested in cooking, just record that live, keep it live on YouTube or on Insta and build your community.
Yeah.
So that is what I learned over the years, where whatever you like, ensure you put it out to the world. Do not suppress yourself, or do not come under that pressure, or under, you don't have to do anything. All that you need to do is be empowered, and also one more thing here is be aware of all the things going around you. So that is again, important, because finance is something that is really now trending, because women are not much into it. So how to manage your finance, how to manage yourself, how to have your me time, and also how to make yourself stand in this world. So you don't have to, every one of us, well, 8 years ago, I did not know that I would also be able to be a part of some big events or something. So it happened, right? So that happened because I worked my way through, small things. So it just started with a small event in college, and then it went on to, a small event in city, and then it went on to national events. So no one grows big. So similarly, for all the women out there, whatever interests you, please do. If you are good at now, Rashmi is a perfect example of, she does what she loves. She has always been into fitness. She has always been into health. And look at the way she has evolved. Look at the way she has, brought forward her journey, and all the things she has done. I mean, from there, and now she's a face yoga expert, which hardly any of us knew a few years ago. So that's a perfect example just right in front of you. So similarly, and that is why I get so empowered. I get so excited when I'm speaking with people like you who have made a mark for themselves. It doesn't matter whether it is small, big, but then all that I have respect for is for that little small contribution that you've made, and the way you've come forward. So you yourself are an example. You yourself are an inspiration to yourself. So so that is the one thing. And the second part is, women need to encourage women.
Yeah.
So just like we are doing it now. So I've always believed in that concept where we uplift women around us. So wherever I meet, I go to colleges, I go to schools, I go to a lot of places to speak. So all that I love to do is interact with girls, interact with women, listen out to them, what they want to do, and speak to them, just hear them out, and if somebody says that, this is what I want to do and I'm not able to. So just give them that dose of a little motivation that, look, if you are really interested, you can do it. And no doubt, that sentence of yours will change her life. This has happened with me. So there were two, three girls and women whom I've met, and they're like, I really want to pursue this. And I used to be so glad, at least they're focused. I was never focused on what I want to do, and I'm so glad to see students focus that I want to do this, but I'm not able to do because of so and so. So, but I'm like, see, challenges will be there for everybody, but it comes in different forms and different ways. But then all that depends is on how you take it, and despite the challenges, how you actually carry it forward. So if we support each other, we can, and as you mentioned, it's a man's world. Very soon we can make it a woman's world. So I hope that happens, and I just wish for it. And people like you and me should come forward to uplift more women around us. And let's make it our world as well.
Yes, absolutely, and very beautifully put in, Reshma. Like, nothing is small. You just have to be passionate about whatever you're doing and put
Absolutely.
it out there. If you will not put
Exactly.
it out there, how will people know what talents you have, what you have in yourself? So,
Exactly. Exactly.
exactly, don't be scared. Don't feel belittled about anything. Just
Whatever little,
be
huh?
whatever little. It could be like Reshma said, cooking. Just put it on YouTube. You might become the
Yeah.
master chef. You never know.
Yeah, you
You
never
might
know.
get
You
told.
never know.
Yeah, you never.
Exactly. Anything. I mean, any simple thing that you do. For me, what I believe is each of us has a talent. It's just that we do not actually give that space for it to come up. So if you think that, yeah, I love doing this, or I love stitching, I love, I know women who love stitching and who have made it to the Guinness World of Records. It's
Right.
just because they've put their work out. So all that you need to do is whatever you're doing, just put it out and show to the world that, okay, this is what I love doing, and that's how people will know about you. And you never know, how the universe conspires and how things work out for you. So
Yeah.
yeah,
You just have to get started and doors will start opening. I have seen that myself. Reshma has told
absolutely,
you how, things just worked out because we just got started. Everything starts working for
absolutely,
you. Just get started, be confident, do whatever you're doing passionately, and, everybody will support you and things
100%.
will work out. Things will work
It
out.
will.
And Reshma is there. She's into so many things. Anybody needs any help, for woman empowerment, she's always there.
Oh,
Just reach out to her.
yes, I'm
Reshma, tell
always up.
Reshma, tell everybody your handle so people can follow you and keep checking your posts. I
Sure,
want
sure.
people
So
to.
I'm on Eureka by Reshma. I'll just add a comment here.
Yeah. I'll put it in the
I'm on Eureka
post
by.
also. I'll put it in the caption. I'm going to save this video because so people who've missed out on it can listen to it, and I'll put it
Sure,
in the post also. Yeah. So
sure,
it
sure,
was
sure.
Yeah, it was lovely, lovely talking to you. I had been planning this for a long time, and finally it happened, Reshma. And I'm
I'm
sure
so
you
glad.
have inspired and motivated a lot of people out there. And today as
I
well,
hope.
most of the people who've joined, I'm
Yes.
sure. Please, 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 listen to the last couple of lines that Reshma just said. Follow your dreams, get started, doors open, and she's always there to hold your hand in case
Oh,
any kind of.
yes. I'm always up for anyone who wish to require any support, anything. I'm always there. So yeah.
Yeah, and on
And
that
and
note,
before we before Rashmi concludes, I would just like to say two more sentences. That is, so Rashmi has just authored a book called The Beautiful Inside Out, and this is available on Amazon. And I've already completed a few pages. So, and I would really recommend all of you girls, ladies, men, women, everybody out there to please get a hand on this book. And believe me, such simple stuff, such simple writing, and it is a life changer. So do get your copy on Amazon. It is available on Amazon, and I just thought I would start reading, and I ended up almost reading half the book, and such interesting stuff. It's all about health, fitness, and holistic living. So, which is the most needed thing in the hour, and especially for women, I would say that please go and get your copy.
Thank you so much, Reshma. And I'll add on to this for the entire month of March, since we are celebrating International Women's Day. The book is for 16% discount on Amazon. So go grab your copies and learn natural
Oh,
approaches
wow.
towards wellness and beauty. It's like Reshma said, very simply written. The basic idea was to make more and more people realize about how natural therapies, natural remedies can help us not only in
Yes.
our wellness but getting a beautiful skin and beautiful hair. It's always
Yes.
good to minimize your dependence on chemical products and go natural. Simple ingredients out of the kitchen go a long way in getting beautiful results. You could follow
Yes.
simple remedies, which have been, in our tradition going on for ages, like navel oiling, navel pulling, facial icing, skin brushing, all these kind of things, which you could do, simple things which don't cost much. Another thing I wanted to emphasize in my book was that beauty is not expensive. You needn't go in for very expensive things. Simple things and simple therapies can make your face glow and make your hair look as beautiful as they can be. So, thank you so much, Reshma, for talking about my book. I totally forgotten, but I also
Pleasure.
remembered it. Let me also say two lines about
No,
it.
no, this is something I
Uh,
really loved, and with due respect, this book brought us together. So yeah, that's the happiest part. So how can I?
Okay,
Yeah,
all right. So thank you so much, Reshma. And on this happy note, wishing everybody a very, very happy International Women's Day. Keep going and more power to all of you. Thank you, Reshma, for
yes.
joining me.
Thank you so much, Rashmi, for having me, and happy International Women's Day to all of you. So let's march ahead.
Yes,
Let's march and let's keep marching ahead.
yes. Thank you
Yes.
so much.